think I'm too old for a beanbag. I think once you hit 30, it's like you're past beanbag territory. Hey friends, I am back. I took several weeks off to go on kind of a longer vacation, and then I took about 2 weeks off back home just to get back into my other routines. So I'm excited to be back. Yay! I'm excited to be back making videos for the tube and talk to you guys. So what I'm working on right now is my craft room, my craft hobby room, my cozy place where I can go and just do my thing and decompress. So it's a bit of a mess at the moment. It's not been functioning ideally for a while. It's one of those situations where things gotta get worse before they get better, but that's okay. But I'm gonna get back on later after I'm done with my job to show you around the room, show you what progress I've made and what I still need to do, and then kind of brainstorm some ideas, because half the fun is just dreaming and thinking of things that you could do. So I am really excited about that. Let's dream together, and yeah, let's do it. Yay! Okay, this is Amanda from later on in the video, but I just wanted to poke my head in and say that I'm also going to be covering like my short-term goals, what I'm going to be doing for this summer with this channel and with my crafting and crocheting in general. So if you're interested in that, that's also going to be in this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do if you want like crafty content, and like the video so other people can see it. Okay, back to it. Okay, I am back. I don't know if my introduction was coherent at all because it's been like a month since I filmed anything, but I hope it made sense. Basically, I've got this craft room. It's kind of been a room where everything that we don't know where it should go gets put in here. So it's been a bit of a mess. It used to be my oldest daughter's nursery, and then about 2 years ago my two daughters started sharing a room, and the other bedroom's a lot bigger, so it works out super well. They share a room, they love it, they don't want to separate. So I am going to be using this for my craft and hobby room for the foreseeable future. So I am trying to finally get it organized. I finally got the gumption to get something done. So one of the things that it has been problematic in here is that one of my other hobbies, side hustles, is that I like to go to the thrift store a lot. Most of my clothes are thrifted, and so one of the things that I picked up along the way doing that is if I see something that is going to be a little bit more valuable, then I sell it on eBay or Poshmark. So I have plastic bins full of clothes, and I have some shoes. Let me show you my rack of shoes. So that has been problematic because that has taken up a huge amount of space in here. So I was finally able to get all of that kind of condensed. This room has a closet, and it used to have a bunch of my kids' toys in it that didn't really have a better place to live. So this weekend we finally cleaned it out, and I got all those clothes condensed into 5 or 6 plastic bins that are now in the closet. So I think it's going to be a little bit harder to access when I need things, but I think it's worth it. I thought we could talk in the video about my plans for the space and just my dreams and schemes and hopes for what to do in here. It is the next day from my intro, by the way, which is why my hair looks different. I had technical difficulties. I don't know. I'm not a technologically advanced person, and my SD card that I've been using this whole time and used on my lunch break yesterday said it needed to be reformatted, and I have no idea what that means. I tried to do it, and then it said, nah, we just don't like this one anymore. So luckily all my stuff's on there. All my stuff that's on there is fine, but I had to go buy another SD card at lunch, and now it is 6:15 and I'm home from work. So let me start by doing kind of a little room tour. And this is where I ask for no judgment, because I'm in the middle of cleaning things. Things are a little bit hectic and obviously are gonna need to be placed somewhere. So don't judge my current situation, because it's one of those where it has to get worse before it gets better. But let me show you what it looks like right now. I don't know if it's gonna focus, but we have 2 windows here, which I was really worried about whether I was gonna have enough light in here, because when it was a nursery, I had blackout curtains on. As you can see, I've removed those. So there's actually a good amount of natural light now that I've removed the curtains, so I'm not as worried about that. I've got all my yarn. That's actually not all of it, but I've got, this one is just burlap blanket, which is kind of embarrassing how much I have, but there's so many colors. And then this is random. Honestly, I don't know what all of it is. Ignore that. And then I've got some on this cart, which, by the way, I don't think the cart is the best way to do it. And then I've got this box from Premier Yarns that I'm gonna have to sort through. So, yeah, ignore all that. That is what I was talking about, where the no judgment comes into play. And then I've got my desk. I love this table desk thing. I got it from Home Depot back at Christmas time, and it holds my sewing machine and my Cricut. Obviously there is a bunch of stuff on it right now, but that'll be moved. And then I've also got to find a place to store my serger, which was quite old and vintage. It was my grandmother's. So it's basically a square room in here. I was kind of thinking that I might need to paint, but we're gonna get to that when I show you my dreams and plans for the space. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, so the budget for the space is hopefully 0. I may buy some paint to kind of spruce up the walls a little bit, and I'll show you my Pinterest inspiration in a minute. But that is kind of the only thing I want to buy. And I know a lot of people store their yarn in shelves, and it looks really cute and it works really well because you can see what you have, but I just don't want to spend any money on it when I could spend the money on something else. I would love to get a chair in here, and that's one of the things I want to show you on my dreaming and scheming. I would love to get a comfy chair in here. I think that would be a good use of the empty floor space. But yeah. Okay, I am back. My battery was dying, so I took a little break to charge my battery and eat some dinner. So now it's 7:42 p.m. and I'm mentioning that because you can probably see a change in the lighting in the room. Like I said, it has pretty good natural light, but obviously when the sun's down, there is no natural light coming from the window. And I don't know if this is a normal thing for a house that was built in the 60s. My house was built in 1969, but two of the 3 bedrooms and our living area don't have built-in overhead lighting, which I don't understand at all. I'm sure there's a reason for that, maybe ambiance, I guess. I understand that other lighting has better ambiance, it's less harsh, but it's like sometimes I just want to flip a switch and have the light on. I do have a lamp that I was gonna put together. It's just I bought this a while ago. It's just a Target, like, cheapo floor lamp. I don't know why lamps are so expensive. I guess it's the wiring. I don't know, but lamps are stupid expensive. I also got this one on Amazon. If you can see, I'm bad at the camera. I'm bad at moving the camera, but that lamp. I actually really like that. I got that on Amazon, so if anyone is interested in that, let me know and I will link that on my Amazon. It's got a remote. It's LED, but it's got a remote, and so you can change it to warmer. You can change it to lighter, brighter. You can adjust it in all different ways. It has buttons for like if you're with a baby, buttons for reading, buttons for bright. So it's really cool. I really like that, and especially when I'm using my sewing machine or my Cricut, well, especially the sewing machine, you really need to have a lot of light to use that. So that has come in super handy. Love that. The main thing that I gotta do in here is figure out my organization. And I have a tendency to do a lot of different craft hobbies. So I've got a lot of different craft supplies. I have my Cricut, I've got a couple of things of vinyl, I've got my sewing machine, well, my sewing machine and my serger that I showed you, some patterns for that. So some of those little things like that fit well in the pull-out drawers of my table, and I'll show you that in a second too. So little things like that are gonna be good. I'm just not sure how I'm gonna organize my yarn. I don't really want to buy a shelf. I looked at the cubbies on Target, and they're not crazy expensive. I mean, they're like $40, and they also have a sale right now on dorm supplies. Technically, I guess that's a dorm supply. So that, I think it would be $33. So I'm going to think on that. I'm just trying to save money right now because I want to go to Disney World next year. So I think for now, even though it's not very aesthetic, I think I'm just going to keep my yarn in the clear plastic bin. I'll probably spread it out into more so I can more easily access it. I think it works okay because you can kind of see the colors in between or through the plastic and kind of see what you're looking for. So I think that might work. I've got like a little plastic crate that I could use. Maybe I could get some plastic crates like that and kind of stack them. Let me see what they got. I mean, Target, I feel like does have a lot of options. I just want to do very basic things that make the room usable and slightly enjoyable to be in. Let's see, plastic crate. Okay, so the plastic crates that you would like take to a dorm room are $5. I just don't know how much they're gonna hold. Okay, well, you know what? I might get a couple of those, or maybe I'll just go to Target and look at them. I wonder how long that deal. July 6th. Okay, I got like 4 days to look that over. So I'm gonna plan to go to Target maybe tomorrow and look at that. It won't be part of this video, but maybe I'll do like a little reel or YouTube short showing how I do it with those and putting some yarn in there. So that may be good for some of my smaller ones. I've got this, if you see this cart back here, I've got that. I got it a while ago, but I don't think it's actually super useful for yarn. I just think there's other things that it could work better for, so I'm probably going to switch some of my other craft supplies onto that and take the yarn off of there. It just doesn't function. It's not an ideal function. I do have a basket that I got, like I think it's sweetgrass. It definitely smells. I got this at Home Goods a while back. The only problem with this is you can't see below the top layer. So the ones on the bottom are the ones I don't reach for as often. And then I've got this. I had originally got these for my kids' toys, but they just ended up in here. So I might put some stuff in there. But yeah, let me think that over. Let me show you. I think what I'm going to do next is show you my desk. Because I do really recommend it. It's looking a mess right now. But like we said when we started, no judgment. Because I'm trying to sort everything and then it'll end up in its final resting place, but it ain't there yet. So the camera is set to focus on my face, so I think it's looking for a face. So let's see if it'll work okay. So this is like a husky desk table situation from Home Depot. I know it's like a tool brand, but I mean, they got me because online it even showed someone with a Cricut, like a woman working on crafts with a Cricut on it, so it's definitely okay for that too. Let me zoom back. So it's got these pull-out drawers, so as you can see, I've got some safety eyes, thread, fabric, glitter glue, puff paint. I've got some drawing pencil. So I've also got some patterns of things to make for my girls. I got these pantyhose because I got some pellets to weigh down my plushies. Oh, here they are. Pellets from Michaels to weigh them down. I am working on a pattern right now, but I keep working on it and I just haven't been happy with it yet. But anywho, it also raises up and down. Hold on. Right here. So it has this lever, and so it's really easy. You crank it and then it comes up and down. Obviously, this is not sponsored. I don't have enough of you guys. There's not enough subscribers for me to have anything sponsored. But I do love that desk, so if you're in the market for something like that, I would recommend it. So yeah, I am going to show you guys a little bit about what I've been dreaming and scheming on my Pinterest board about how I would like to make the room a little bit more aesthetic in a price conscious way. Okay, so I'm gonna put an overlay, like a screen capture of my Pinterest and what I am looking at for my room on the side. But if y'all want to follow me on Pinterest, my name is Amanda Carrie Ann. That's my middle name. And then I don't really have a business account technically, but I don't really use it in that way. I mostly just use it for myself. There's a bunch of meals on here, so yeah. So let me get going on this screen record. Alright, so this is my Pinterest, and I'm gonna look at I've only got 5 pins right now for my craft room, but I think they got some good ideas. So this is the main thing, like, video that I've been looking at as inspiration. I love, like, the neutral walls, and then specifically with these little scallops. I forgot to pause it. Okay. With these little scallops around, like, the doorway and the window. If I can go back to that. Yeah. So there's scallops around that. I just think that adds a little bit of whimsy. And then I can find little things to add color. So I was hoping that y'all could give me your opinion. Because I was originally, before I opened up these blinds and took the curtains off, I was thinking it is too dark in here as far as the color goes. We painted this probably 6 years ago when my daughter was a baby. So at the time, like, gray and grage was everything. Every paint color, that was like the rage in paint colors. So it's a very light grage color. I think it's Benjamin Moore, but I don't remember what it's called. But anyway, it is, with this light coming in, you can see it's pretty light, but it looks a little bit darker sometimes. I like the color in this because it's kind of a creamy white, but I don't know in practicality if the difference is going to be all that much, so I'm kind of thinking about just leaving it as it is and just adding the colorful accents, because that'll save me like a whole day of painting, and the money, like, to buy a gallon or two of paint. So I think I'm just gonna keep it as is. Oh, I like the tassels on the top. See that? That's kind of something I want to do in my booth for my upcoming craft. I'm not signed up for any right now, but my crochet markets in the future, I would like to do some kind of banner to overhang. So that's something that I'm going to be working on, and I'll talk about that in a minute too. So yeah, this is kind of my inspiration. They've got colorful cards. That ladder's cute, but that's just not practical. I'll just run through the video one more time. I love the little scissor, like a decoupage scissor. That's cute. Okay, so here's another one. This is just a little bit of desk inspiration, having like the postcards in the back. I like colorful things. I think that's great for a craft room. Why not have some color? Oh yeah, so this is cute. I got the sewing machine on the side. So I have been keeping my sewing machine on the desk, but I'm wondering if I might move it to the side and then just set it down when I actually am using it. But I don't actually have another. I have the other desk, but I use that as a shipping space for, like I said, when I sell the clothes. So I don't know. I guess I could probably set it over there. I'm going to work on that. And I'm going to keep updating as I'm going with reels and stuff. And then I'll plan to do a longer form video when I'm fully done with it to show you guys the space. Keep forgetting I'm still recording my phone. Okay, so yeah, this is another desk inspiration shot. I don't have a desktop computer. I have a laptop, and it's very cheap, and it doesn't have any power, so I actually edit all my videos on my phone. That's just the easiest way for me to do it right now until I can get something a little bit more powerful. This is the last one. It's just another desk space with a lot of light. So I'm wondering if it might be nice to move one of the desks over to under this. I'm going to stop screen recording. Okay. So I'm wondering if it might be nice to move the work table over to here, but that'll depend on my chair, won't it? Where I want to put the chair. The chair might be nice over there. Okay, so there was another thing that I wanted to show. And there is this chair that I saw on TikTok. It's not on the TikTok shop, but I saw a girl had bought one, and it was just, have you ever seen an item and you thought, if I could get that, it would change my life, like for the better? And it's not something that's, you know, medical or actually something that you need. It's just, wow, that's awesome. Okay, so this is one of those. So okay, so this it's from Rooms to Go. It's called the Stratford Chase. It's like a absolutely humongous chair, and I'm hoping that it's comfortable. It says you can see it at a showroom near me, and it's got a cup holder, but the enormous size of this thing, you can't quite see from the picture, but it is literally 5.5 feet wide and 5.5 feet deep. So I'm actually a little concerned that it's too big for the room. This is, you know, it's a smallish bedroom. I actually measured it yesterday. Let me move the camera a little bit. So let me twist this camera. So the shoes are against the corner of the wall, and then there's the start of the closet. And from the wall to the start of the closet, which is where I thought I would put it in this corner, is 5.5 feet. So I think it would really overtake the room and just kind of swamp literally everything else. Also, the color is not super bright and cheerful. And I'm not going to do like neon colors exactly like that pin, but something fun. I think it's actually too big, and that breaks my heart a little bit to say that, but I think it's actually a little bit too big, and it's $900. And like I said, that's not in the budget. It's like a dream item. So I'm looking for a chair that is still sizable and super comfy, but not 5.5 feet wide. So if you know of anything like that, put it in the comments, please. I would be very grateful. Also, not multiple thousands of dollars. I've been looking and I saw a bunch of bean bags. I think I'm too old for a bean bag. I think once you hit 30, it's like you're past bean bag territory. Even if it's a fancy, expensive bean bag, I don't think my back would want to sit in that and crochet. Anywho, those are kind of my overarching ideas for the room, things that are reachable for me. The first step is to get everything organized where my 2 tables don't have stuff on them. So that's the first goal. I think I'm gonna start with that, and then I'm gonna worry about paint and like things for the wall, and hopefully I can make some stuff for the wall, and I can show you guys in my short form content as I go things that I'm doing to spruce up the space. That's gonna be one of my focuses in the near future. Like I said, I'm working on a pattern, but I don't know. I don't know. I just haven't been happy with it. So I don't know if I'm going to move on to something else and just table that pattern for a little while or not. But we will see. So for the summer, I thought the last thing we could talk about was what are my goals upcoming? What am I planning on doing in the next couple months? So I think what I've decided is I'm not going to do any more markets for this summer. So July and August. I am going to start looking for one that will be in September. I already know of some that are going to be in October that I'd love to sign up for. I know there's one in my actual hometown. I haven't done one in my hometown or the town I live in. I haven't done one in the town I live in yet, so I'm gonna sign up for that. So I'm definitely planning on doing more markets. I'm looking forward to that. I just don't think that the summer is the time that I want to be want to be like stuck in my house making the same thing over and over. So I think I'll probably work on some inventory in the meantime. That would be a good chance to stock up a little bit. Maybe even start thinking about making Christmas kind of inventory. Maybe I'll make a Christmas pattern. I would like to do some crafts that are for the purpose of making my booth look better. For instance, on my tent, like I said, I want to make some sort of garland, whether that be a bunting or whether that be tassels. I think that would be super fun and just make it look a little bit more professional without breaking the budget, because you know the amount that I make on my markets is still pretty small, but we're looking to improve every time, so that's the goal. The other thing is I've been feeling like, because I've been making content for YouTube and Instagram that is kind of explicitly around crochet, that I haven't had time to do my other craft hobbies. So for instance, I'm like halfway done sewing a dress for my older daughter. I already have the fabric to sew a dress for my 4-year-old, and I know they really want me to finish that, so I think I am gonna take some time to do that. Oh, there was a period of time where I got a bunch of screen printing supplies, so I'd like to make some more t-shirts and tote bags with that. That's super fun. I enjoy that. So just little things that I feel like I've neglected because I've been focusing so much on I need to be making the content, and so this is with my limited spare time, this is the only thing I've been doing. So I'm definitely gonna keep crocheting. Like, that's definitely my favorite of the hobbies, but there may be some content coming that's more centered around crafting in general, so I hope that's okay. I hope that you will still watch, and I hope that any part of this was coherent. So I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things after being out of YouTube filming for like a month. I do think I'm gonna have a tutorial coming for my next video. I've got a hair bow that I made, and I meant to film the tutorial before I left to go up while I was gone, but I didn't get around to it in time, so I'm thinking I'm gonna film that for next week, so it won't be like a face-to-face sort of thing. But yeah, if you have anything specific, like videos that you guys like to watch from other creators, or maybe you've liked one of my prior videos and you want to see more of that kind of content, let me know, because I love the ideas. I would love to get some ideas from you guys. But yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of expansion into other types of crafts, maybe crafts that I do with my kids too. They really like to do stuff. So yeah, I hope that you'll stick around, and if you made it this far, drop the yarn ball. Make a comment that has a yarn ball in it so I know that you watched to the end of my rambling. So thank you for sticking around. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and throw me a like so other people can see my content. So I hope everyone has an awesome day. Toodaloo!